Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy, the Handmade Homeschooler, and today we're going to go through some of my favorite Amazon finds of this past year. And there's a lot of just odds and end type things here, but I thought it would be helpful for you to have a list of things that I found really useful that I wasn't sure if it was going to be useful or not. So I'm showing you some of the best stuff that I have found to help me in my homeschooling journey this past year. So if it's your first time here, I want to welcome you to my channel. Make sure that you head on over to the description box down below, and I have a link for my free Facebook group, and that is free to anyone who wants to join. And we just talk about curriculum and school stuff all day long, and it's a really fun place to hang out. Down below in the description box, I will put all of the links to everything that you see in this video as well. So if you see something that you like, head on over to the description, and I should have a link down there for it. If I missed one, just let me know and I will get it for you in the comments, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna try to go through these rather quickly, but I will say a couple things about them as I show them to you so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. So one of the first things that I bought this several years ago, but this has been helpful for me, I think, more this year than previous years, especially because I have a high schooler. So it is the book Home Learning Year by Year. I know this isn't supplies really, like stationery or art supplies or anything. However, this has been super helpful, and I feel like homeschool parents could really use this tool. And basically this goes through every single year and tells you just in generalities what your child should be learning. Now, this doesn't mean that every curriculum is going to cover these, you know, to a T, and that's okay. That is totally okay. But it's just one of those things that kind of gives you like a guideline, you know what I mean? So for me, it's kind of just helpful to keep on pace. And if I want to do a unit study, this is a great place for me to go to do unit studies. And one of the things I've been using it for this year is a book list. So I've been using the book list inside of here. More on the supplies end, I really love these Arteza pens. And these are like fine liner markers. I will show you. Let's pretend that didn't happen. I'll show you guys, trying not to spill these out, but these are fine liner markers. I have older kids, I don't have young kids, so we're kind of out of the crayon phase and the marker phase, you know, and we're kind of into the more adult supplies as far as art things. So you can kind of see just how fine the tip is. They've got a lot of colors, and I've got one of my youngest is actually writing his own book, and he's been doing the illustrations, and he's been using these pens to do the illustrations. So we use 3x5 cards a lot. My high schooler uses them, my 5th grader uses them, and even I use them for prepping things. And you can get them in bulk at Amazon, and this saves me a lot of money and a lot of frustration because we are constantly using these things. So probably about twice a year I've been buying the bulk packages, and this past year I haven't had to rebuy them every month, so it's been nice to have the bulk packages. So pretty cool. I know I mention this like every year, don't kill me, but I have a love for flare pens. I don't know what it is. Maybe because they're just pretty. Maybe because it's all the colors. These are my favorite ones right now. It's just this teal purple combo. Love this. This is what I've been filling out my homeschool planners with. I've been filling out my calendar that's on my refrigerator with them. I write sticky notes with them. They are just like my favorite thing, and it's so much more fun, I think, than just like a normal ballpoint pen. So I have found some great deals on flare pens, and there's all different kinds of combinations and colors that you can get on Amazon. So really fun thing to get into. I mentioned it in a previous video, but Arteza watercolor paint is amazing. It's some of the best paint that I have found, and it's not like the Crayola watercolor paint that's just really thin and there's just not a lot of pigment. And when your kids are older and they're doing more complex art things and they really get into it, I highly suggest looking into an Arteza set. And these are not much more expensive. I mean, yes, you're going up in the grades, so you're gonna be spending about $20, but it's like $20 or $30 well spent. So these are this is the metallic set. I showed this in another video, and I've showed this on my Instagram. My sons have actually been getting into it with me with the metallics, because the metallics are just so cool to kids, you know. So this is one of those things that I really like, and it comes with its own water brush. So that's kind of a plus side there too. They have regular watercolors and they have metallics. They have acrylic paint. They have any kind of paint that you could possibly dream of and more over on the Arteza shop site on Amazon. Go check this out. This is really a great deal, I think, for the grade and quality that you're getting. So this was kind of an unexpected thing, but graphic transfer paper, okay? This is super cheap, and you can use one sheet over and over and over again. I'm actually still using my first sheet, and I've been using it for, gosh, like a month now. And this is great for maps. If you're doing a unit on maps and you need to trace something, seriously, just to save yourself hair pulling and get some of this graphite transfer paper. So basically, you're going to put the graphite transfer paper on top of whatever paper you want a design on, and then you just print out or take out of your book or workbook whatever you want to trace. Put that on top of the graphite paper. So you're making like a sandwich. So it is the paper you want it on the bottom, the graphite transfer paper in the middle, and the whatever you're tracing on top. And then you're just going to take a ballpoint pen or a pencil, and you're just going to outline the design as you want, and it's going to transfer right onto the paper underneath this paper on the bottom. So I've been able to transfer all kinds of things. We've been able to print things out, and this is a great way to make like your own coloring sheets at home if you wanted to. But this, I really think, is a great investment for anybody who's doing maps or a map study. Get you some of this. It'll save you a lot of headaches. Okay, watercolor pens. Now, these are really cool. These are the brush pens from Arteza. I hope I'm saying that right. So I got one of the smaller sets. This is the 24 set, because I wanted to see if we would like them before I got the bigger set. But each pen looks like this, and this is an actual real watercolor brush tip. And the ink is inside, it's watercolor ink. So you kind of color it and outline it, and then you use a water brush. It comes with a water brush, or you can use a paintbrush with water, and you can blend all the colors together, and it looks like a watercolor painting, but you actually used pens to create it. So it's kind of a neat effect. And I think it's less messy, especially if you are, if you're not at home or something. This is one of those things that's going to still let your older kids do art, but it's not going to make such a mess. Another book that I have been using a lot this year is Honey for a Child's Heart. And this is just a big list of books. And this is a Christian book by a Christian author. And there's so many classics in here that I really would have spent hours online trying to comb through and put all these lists together when it's all right here. So this has just saved me a lot of time and headache. And this is kind of like a list for my youngest, who is really, really into classic books, and he just wants to kind of go through all of them. So this is a checklist for us, and I kind of like bookmarked it. And it goes all the way from young kids to ages 12, I believe. No, I'm sorry. It's ages 0 to 14, it says on the little sticker. I should have just looked at the front. But I got this past year, and my kids obviously were older, so I wasn't really looking at the front end of the book. I was looking at the back end of the book. So there's all kinds of really great book lists in here, broken up by age groups, grades, by the type of book, classic, fantasy, you know, and what have you. There's all kinds of really great lists in here. So a lot of you know that we use the Magic Air Dry clay, and my kids go through black and white a lot. And then I found bulk packages this year, and I think this is the second one I bought. So it takes them a good 6 months to go through, but I am buying colors black and white for them to use as their base of whatever they're making, whatever model they're making. And then a lot of times they've been painting it after it dries and hardens. So this is really neat. You can also use this to mix with your other clay packages and clay colors, and it will make new colors. So for Christmas, they got another black and white heavy, you know, like big ones. So this is just over 1 pound. So this is 17 ounces, and this lasts them quite a while. So I want to say it lasts about 6 months for my kids, and my kids use clay a lot. Last but certainly not least, binders. I buy binders in bulk. Now, this will come with a disclaimer. Sometimes it is cheaper to buy them at Walmart in bulk packages than it is on Amazon. So just check the prices. It just depends on when you shop. And a lot of times I just don't want to go to Walmart, and sometimes I will just bite the bullet and pay a couple dollars extra to just not have to take the trip to Walmart. Call me lazy. I just don't like going into Walmart. So I have been buying bulk packages of these, and I actually really like the colors. The ones we bought this year are pastels, and I really liked them. So that's one color, and then here is another color. I thought it was kind of cool. So yeah, and they're good quality. They're good quality ones. I think I got 6 in this binder bundle this year. And I probably won't have to buy any more next year because we already have all of these. So I'm probably good for the next couple of years until these fall apart. But I have found that they really held up all year. I might not have to buy any for a while, for a good while. So, and we find all different uses for these. Like one binder is, you know, we can do like a binder per subject, or I have found that my youngest uses them to put his stories that he writes in. So he makes his own compositions, and he likes to write on notebook paper. And then that way that's his story binder, and he just carries that with him wherever he goes. So that just kind of works out really well for him. All right, guys, that's all I have for this video. I hope that it was helpful for you as you're making out new school supply lists or anything, or if you just see something that you might just want to upgrade, or just get some good ideas for later this year, because I know I shop on Amazon weekly, so I have an Amazon problem. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and happy homeschooling.